everyone. Philip from CDG with the second half of the cybersecurity best practices that came out of the White House recently. They have 5 points here that are really guided towards technology companies and software companies. So let's go through them really quick. The first point really talks about baking in security into your products, not just bolting it on. And really, when I read that, I'm hearing them, talking about the fact that you shouldn't build your product first and then consider security. Really consider security through every step of the process. As you're sitting down, even brainstorming what the product should do, think about security. Think about your customers' privacy, the security of the data, how things will work in terms of access and users. Have those be part of the conversation from the start. That way you're not having to try to tack it on later and potentially not having a secure of a solution. The second point talks about ensuring that a developer is working on a really secure system and that developer only has access to that particular system or the project that particular developer is working on. And this really comes out of the idea of pivoting horizontally. When a bad actor or threat actor gains access to a network, they're going to try to hop throughout that network as much as they can. And that act of hopping from system to system is known as pivoting or horizontal access escalation or horizontal privilege escalation. And a really good way to prevent that is ensuring that specific users only have access to what they need. And that idea is known as least privilege. So as long as you follow least privilege, you're limiting your exposure to horizontal access escalation. The third point talks about using modern tools to ensure that vulnerabilities are handled within your software. This is really important and is something that we really kind of drive home in today's world of DevSecOps or security operations. These types of code scans should be done really throughout the development process in an automated way. There are built-in systems now that allow you, while you're going through and developing, while you're going through your build process, to scan that code and ensure that vulnerabilities are found and fixed. Developers are happy to, fix vulnerabilities. That's not the issue. They just need to be aware that they are there. And it's way too late if you're waiting for the software to be out in the open and have someone out there finding a vulnerability before you fix it. You want to do it before the software is out the door. So build it into your process and ensure that every line of code is scanned before it goes out. The fourth point is actually a really good one. It talks about the fact that software developers need to take ownership of third-party libraries, not just their own code. It's very common practice today to import third-party libraries or third-party code in order to increase functionality. It's a very standard process, and it's a good process to do, right? You want to use code that's trusted and reused and that the market is used to. However, developers need to take ownership of that code. If, as a developer, you import a library, you are now responsible for ensuring that that library is being used properly, being used safely, being kept up to date, and doesn't have any active vulnerabilities. So be sure that you don't just set it and forget it. If you are importing other code, it is your responsibility to take care and maintain that code. So have that ownership. And the fifth and last point is just mentioning the fact that there is now an actual executive order from the president in regards to cybersecurity. We have standards now that we need to meet, and so be sure to review those standards and meet them. We are now taking a really strong stance on cybersecurity, and it'll take all of us in order to ensure that we are doing our best and keeping everybody safe.